I've been using for a little while now, and I enjoy it a lot in different weird tumbling lines, and even using it for vaults to get over things. It has a couple different variations for me. I would say there's at least 4 or 5 things I can use it for. First, we're going to learn how to just roll with it, just to do a front worm roll and feel comfortable. Not coming down and hitting our face on the ground. Then we can move into learning the front worm Kong off of an object, the front worm handspring off of an object, the front worm to handstand, which strikes me as more of a gymnastics type of move, but it's still fun. Definitely a strength thing. And then the front worm to kip up, which is probably my favorite of all of them, just because it looks so funky and original. So first, to start with, just to get yourself acclimated with the front worm, many people know about the what I call the back worm, which is a common dance move where you put your hands down, you roll backwards, right? Boom, boom, boom. Well, the front worm is the opposite. It's moving from your knees up to your chest. So a lot of people are scared that this movement's gonna smash their face into the ground. In the beginning, I want you to just focus on just being able to do the roll. Find yourself a soft surface to begin on. That way it's not going to be so scary for you. Remember to always keep your hands near your chest so that when you roll down, you can absorb the weight with your hands and you don't have to absorb the weight with your face, which is something we're trying to avoid here. Practice this a number of times until it feels smooth. Another thing to mention here is to really puff out your belly. A lot of people leave their belly flat, maybe because they're afraid of they're going to smack their belly too hard. But what this actually does is it makes you smack the ground because you fall just like a board and go whack. I don't want to say flex your abdominals. You need to puff out your abdominals. Pretend you are pregnant and really just get them out there tight and fat. Stick your belly out so that you actually get an arch. We're going to sit on our knees very first, and then slowly roll down to your thighs, your belly, and catch yourself with your hands. And practice this a number of times before you even worry about pushing. Just get comfortable with it. Secondly, the front worm Kong, of course, will be done on an object. Not that you couldn't do this on the ground as well. Typically on an object, I recommend starting at, instead of your knees, because you don't really want to jump on a concrete object with your knees, I kind of jump on somewhere around the lower thigh and then begin my little roll, my little arch roll. Once you get to the hands, you push and pull through just like a Kong vault and you clear the obstacle. If you're afraid that your feet are going to catch on it, you can always put a mat in front of the block that you're attempting it on. Not too hard, easy fix. Third would be the front worm to handspring. Once you have your Kong down, now you can start to, like we learned in one of the past tutorials, you can start to bring your head down close to the object, grab yourself into sort of a handstand and push out, create your handspring. I do use a little bit of whip of the hips in order to get myself around. Of course, you need to arch and hold that arch just like any good handspring motion. Same thing applies to this one as far as a crash mat. If you are scared of falling, put the crash mat in front of the object that you're attempting to roll on. No problem. Alright, number 4. And I put this at number 4 only because it's not hard, but it's just a strength move. It would be doing a front worm roll, pushing up into a handstand. This requires quite a bit of pushing strength, but it's not that hard balance-wise. The reason is because when you're arched, your legs are naturally arched over you. You're in what they call a banana handstand. This can be a little bit hard on your back, so definitely make sure you're stretching before you go into it, just like we talked about last week with bridge poses. Stretch your back out, treat your body right. This front worm to handstand does require some upper body strength. I'm not going to lie about that. The pushing aspect is pretty difficult. So that's why I put it at number 4. It's obviously not necessary to probably do any of these other moves. It's probably the hardest one. I saved the best for last, my favorite, the front worm to kip, because this one has elements of the front worm handstand. The only difference is you don't really need to grab your weight and hold on to it. You can actually just move past it into your kipping position and then kip yourself out. Of course, prerequisites to that are going to be actually having a kip on the ground If you can't do that, you can go find many tutorials that will teach you how to do a regular kip off of the floor. Once you have that, adding the front worm to the kip position, I think looks really cool and really funky. Lastly, here I just included a line that I do a lot that I really enjoy just because I think it looks so weird and funky. I add a Chad Swallow crazy roll into my front worm to kip up. And I think all of them together look like some bizarre alien tumbling that shouldn't be done, but it's fun. I guess that is it. That pretty much sums it up with the front worm. This is one of my favorite moves, so I hope you guys utilize it and can make something that I haven't even thought of, something more interesting out of it. If you like this tutorial, please click like, comment, give me suggestions on what to do next. I always enjoy hearing from people. It's what keeps me wanting to make these, so keep it up. Let me know what you think, what you want to see change. Alright guys, that is it. I will see you in the next tutorial. Until then, have fun practicing your front worm.